Yeah, so I had like this raging headache, and it was kind of like beyond a headache I've ever had, and I thought maybe maybe my back was out or chiropractor kind of stuff. So I went to the chiropractor at first, and they couldn't get me in. So I went back to the house, and the headache kept getting worse. So I ended up. They got me back a few hours later, and I drove back to the. I was in my Honda. I've had that thing forever. It's up to 340,000 miles now. So, but yeah, I drove that thing over there, and thank God, because I pulled into the parking lot, and maybe I was sitting there kind of waiting, and maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, I had the stroke. But you know, you can freeze up, or it depends what kind of stroke. You know, you can become paralyzed or lose your hearing, and both things happened. I kind of but thank God I pulled in and parked, because it would have been bad if my arms kind of froze up when it happened. But the craziest thing is, when it first, I had the radio on, and when it first happened, immediately the headache went away, which was kind of like, I didn't know what was happening at first, and then I couldn't hear the radio, and I was like, I thought the radio was on, and then immediately I didn't know it was a stroke, but I know there was something really crazy happening. So I felt like a year, but it was probably a couple of minutes, or a minute or two, and then I froze up. And then I remember looking at the key, and the car's running still, and I remember looking at the key going, I'm supposed to do something with that. Like, I couldn't figure out what it was, or, you know. So I tried to reach it, and then I was just locked up, and then it was a little bit of a freak show at that point for me. But and then it went off, it went away, sort of, and I was like, oh my God! I knew immediately. I was like, I'm having a stroke. So I saw the chiropractor. I think the car probably was still running, and I was like, I gotta make it up there. And so now I was sort of walking drunk a little bit, and slurred speech and all that. And I got to the chiropractor's office, and crazy enough, the chiropractor had a stroke a few years back, and she kind of knew immediately. So she made the call, and that I've lived on Hilton Head for a few years now, obviously from Atlanta, but I think they were there immediately, and I got blood thinners on me pretty quick. It probably is a lot of what saved my recovery.